So standing on the mat with our feet hip width underneath us, shoulders stacked on top of our hips. And we'll take a few deep breaths in through the nose and we'll sigh it out through the mouth. Noticing the muscles in our faces, our jaws, necks, and shoulders start to soften. Noticing a slowing of the rhythm of our breath in and out through the nose. Bringing our awareness to the rising and falling sensation of our chest and our rib cage. Taking a moment to run through a body scan from head to toe to get a sense of the mood or the energy of the body. Perhaps noticing any areas of lightness or heaviness. Not getting stuck along the way, just making note. Bringing our awareness back to the breath. Bringing ourselves back to the practice of opening up our central energy channel. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And drawing light up from 2 feet below our feet into the abdomen. And exhaling through the mouth up through the body, drawing the energy and the light through us to above our heads, 4 feet. We'll do this upwards and downwards a few times, noticing how the energy in our body expands. Perhaps the color of it changes. Perhaps we see swirling energy or light. Whenever we're ready, you can draw the breath in through the nose from 2 feet below us, up through the body and into the abdomen. And exhaling through the mouth, visualizing the light and the warmth up through our heads into the universe. Inhaling from the universe, 4 feet above us, into our abdomen and down through our feet, into the earth. Repeating this, inhaling and exhaling to the rhythm of our breath, starting to visualize a filling of light and energy. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Connecting our destiny and soul purpose. Creating space for both to connect. And while we may not have words, thoughts, or ideas come to us through this practice, the practice of opening ourselves up to energy and light from within us, outside of us, and into the universe. Let's do one more cycle. Continuing with a gentle visualization, softening our knees, We can keep our eyes closed or open. On the inhale, we're going to open our arms, lifting our chests, breathing in through the nose. On the exhale, we're going to draw energy in towards us, exhaling through the mouth, curling ourselves in, giving ourselves a big hug. And we'll continue this, opening and closing. With the inhalation, we open ourselves up to the universe, sharing our gifts, our love, and our talents. And as we exhale, we draw in all the tools that we might need to continue opening ourselves and sharing our contributions. We visualize a vortex of energy and light around us and within us, swirling, opening our hearts to see the love and talents of others. Exhaling, we draw in every tool that we need to be our authentic selves, to be compassionate and kind, and to continue to contribute, whether it be health, relationships, strength, techniques, or tools, whatever they may be. We bring them in towards ourselves. And we continue to open and close, feeling the energy and warmth around and within us. Two more. When we bring our awareness back to our breath, we come to standing, opening our palms out. Deep breath in through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Two more just like that. Noticing any heat that we may have generated or a lengthening of the breath. We'll slowly add in some arm swings, swimming our arms backwards. And perhaps we turn our torsos left and right. Perhaps we follow our hand with our gaze, or we choose to keep our eyes closed. Our speed, our range of motion and rhythm. Starting to release energy in our spine, awakening the life force from within us. Clearing blockages that we might be holding in our chest, our heart center, and down the spine. Floating our arms through the air while we maintain strong lower legs. We'll come back to center and we'll change directions of the arms, swimming them forward. Once again, we can follow our hands with our gaze. We can keep our eyes closed, finding that floaty motion of the arms and the upper body while we maintain strong, sturdy legs grounded into the earth. Perhaps we visualize the bubble of energy that we're creating around us. Seeing the energy move through our fingertips. As we are instruments of change, we float with the energy within and without us. Perhaps we're even connecting with it. We're seeing ourselves melting into the energy around. Last big breath. And then we'll come back to center. Rolling our shoulders up and back. Sighing it out, resetting. We'll extend our right arm out, palm up. We'll come over and then side bend, reaching the arm over our head. Left arm comes over and up, and we side bend. Once again, finding our flow, reaching and bending. Creating flexibility in the side body. Creating new patterns. Whatever flow feels good for us. Perhaps we pause, or perhaps we find a gentle rhythm that suits the body. Sweeping the arm up and over. Feeling the side body opening. All the way from the fingertips down into the thigh and the hip flexor, maybe even wrapping around the lower back. Feeling our weight shifting gently. Perhaps we're starting to notice a little bit more flexibility and fluidity in our movements as we break through blocked energy. We'll do one more on each side. We meet up in center, opening our feet a little bit wider so we can flow through our Malasana squat. We inhale, reaching our arms over our head. We sink down on the exhale. We forward fold, and then we roll up like ragdolls to our rhythm of breath. When we're ready, we inhale, reaching our arms up. Exhale, we sink all the way down through Malasana, opening into our hips. Inhaling, we reach and hinge forward. Exhale, we roll up gently, keeping our knees bent as we slowly warm the spine and back of the legs. We take our time. We appreciate the sensations that we are blessed enough to feel. Perhaps we start to feel a warming and an opening. Opening into our chest and our abdomen, hips, back of the legs, and all the way up through the spine and neck. Finding our flow, our range of motion. Noting and appreciating all the yummy sensations along the way. Two more. Noticing the pauses at the top and the bottom of our breath. Appreciating those brief moments where we're creating space in our minds for new ideas, fresh thoughts, and feelings. Resetting back in mountain pose when we get here. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Stepping our feet double hip width on the mat. Toes are pointed out. We'll flow through sun and moon flowers, continuing to warm into the hips. Tall torsos, reaching our arms up on the inhale. Exhale, we sink into the hips. We scoop towards the earth, opening into the thigh muscles. Inhale, sweeping our arms up. Exhale, scooping down towards the earth. Again, finding our rhythm of speed towards our breath, honoring the state of our bodies. And perhaps, again, adding in that visualization of energy that we're moving through, we're pushing, we're creating a bubble around us. Perhaps we see colors. Feeling our feet grounded into the earth. Feeling the energy within us moving around. Maintaining a tall torso. Floaty arms and strong legs. Two more. Continuing with the squat. On these next sequence, we can come up with one arm reaching, side bending as we stand. Finding our flow and our rhythm. Perhaps noticing a slowing of the breath. Big reaches, big side bends, opening into the side body. Feeling the strength of our legs and our glutes. One more on each side. And then we'll hold in our side bend. Inhale, reaching up, keeping our glutes engaged, pressing forward. For 3. Breathing space down to any areas of discomfort. For 2. Melting away. Deep breath in. And exhale, we come back to our squat. We come over to the other side. Inhale, reaching up, holding our side bend. Breathing space between the fingertips and the glutes. Keeping the hips pressed forward, engaging the glutes. Breathing space into any areas of discomfort. 2 more big breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, we sink into our squat. We inhale, reaching both arms up over our heads. Exhale, we forward fold. Coming into a forward fold. Toes can be pointing forward. Feet run parallel, hinging at the hips, pressing into the back of the legs. Hanging our heads heavy. Supporting on the earth with our fingertips, our hands, or a block. And we're going to hang out in forward fold for a few breaths. Bringing our left hand underneath our beautiful faces. And with our right arm, we're going to open up over our back, pressing into the left inner thigh. Maybe noticing the back of the right leg reaching tall above our back. Feeling the connection of energy between the left hand and the right, and across the chest and down through the arms. Feeling an opening of the inner thighs, the back of the legs. And again, bringing awareness to the spine and the dancing energy, dancing up and down. Good. Releasing the right hand back to the earth. The left hand comes up over our back, so we press into the right inner thigh. Noticing what happens when we shift our weight. Lifting our left arm over our back, feeling the grounding of our feet and our right hand. Noticing any patterns of energy. Perhaps even noticing heat that we've generated in the body. Perhaps it's all that energy that we're bringing in from the universe. Appreciating it and using it to our advantage to continue to build ourselves towards our best versions and our authentic selves. 3 more breaths. Now we bring our left hand down to the earth. And from here, we're going to sway left to right. Very tall, high lunges. Perhaps we shift our hips. Perhaps we start to shift our torso. Just finding a flow that the body allows or craves. Moving through any stickiness. And let's take this a step further, lifting our arms off the earth and swaying left to right. Again, visualizing that big bubble of energy, drawing the energy in towards us that we need. As big a bubble. Shifting left to right. And we'll come over to the left side. Skandasana here, holding in a high lunge or lowering ourselves down, lifting our extended foot, toes pointed to the sky. Sinking into the hips, finding a stable pose here, whatever that means for us. Trying to keep a tall torso, length between the tailbone and the crown of the head. Perhaps we come into an arm bind behind our leg. Or perhaps we bring our hands to heart center, or we open up into a strong warrior pose. Ever we need. To bring calm, inner peace. And bringing our hands back to the earth, we'll shift our weight over to the other side through our wide angle stance, starting high, supporting with our hands, lowering down as our body allows. And then once again, we find that pose that this side of the body might desire. Just floating through a few options until we find that one. It might be different on this side. We honor that. And we remain curious as to what our body is telling us. Maintaining length in our torso. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. And we bring our hands back to the earth, pressing our hands into the earth, lifting ourselves back to center, forward fold. Toes come back, pointing forward. We hang our heads heavy through our arms. And perhaps we're noticing a little bit more fluidity here. And we have the option to reach both arms over to the left side, wherever they connect, perhaps on the shin, on the ankle, or the foot. Taking a moment here to breathe space into the left side of the back body. Not forcing anything and not pushing too far, too fast. Remembering there is no destination, there is only a beautiful journey. We remain curious and open to the sensations, what they might be telling us, those micro gains, and the space that we create along the way. Good. We walk our hands back to center, gently transitioning over to the other side. Bringing our hands to wherever they fall naturally. Breathing ourselves into our forward fold. Noticing different sensations on this side of the body. And coming back to center, bringing our torso parallel to the earth, inhaling. And bringing the feet a little bit closer underneath us, so long as we can keep our fingertips out front. And we'll Malasana squat, sinking our hips down, lifting our chest. And exhaling, forward fold, straightening the legs. Inhale, Malasana, straightening the back, lifting the heart and the gaze. Exhaling, forward fold, straightening the legs. Yummy. Continuing this motion. Lifting up. Exhaling, breath and space into the back of the legs. 2 more. And 1 more. Holding here in our forward fold for 3 big breaths. Perhaps we sway left to right, perhaps we bounce gently or shift our weight, whatever feels good. Just getting a sense of where our energy might be sticky. Good. And we'll float all the way back down into our Malasana squat. Finding stability here, shifting our way down. Heart is open, hands come to heart center, pressing the elbows into our inner thighs. And we slowly lower down onto our butts, bringing our feet just wider than hip width apart. Hands under our shoulders, and we can slowly windshield wiper the legs left to right. Oh, yummy. Finding our flow, pausing along the way as feels yummy, as the body craves. Maybe even feeling an opening down the shoulder and the front of the arm, perhaps even in the neck. Just checking in with the entire body as we move fluidly. Changing our patterns, reminding ourselves of the many ways that we can move. One more time on each side. And then we'll all meet up on the left when we get there. We'll come into a deer pose, so our legs are double figure fours. We might be feeling this down the outside of the right leg. Let's start off by lifting our right arm, coming into a side bend here, reaching over our ear, pressing our left hand into the earth. And then we'll bring our right hand down to the earth, lifting our left hand over our shoulder, side bend, yummy. Checking in with the lower back. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Good. And slowly rotating our body over to the right. We can bring our left arm down. Perhaps noticing a pattern of energy running from the top of the left arm down through the left side and into the lower back, maybe even feeling something in the right hip. And gentle untwist, bringing both arms up over our shoulders. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing the hands to the earth, we sink over top of the left knee and shin. We can bring our hands to the earth, our forearms, or up on a block. Perhaps noticing sensations in the lower back, down the right leg, and in through the hip. Perhaps we want to walk our hands over to the right or to the left, checking in. Where do we feel that we need to bring a little awareness, nurturing energy? And we come back to center. Inhaling, pressing ourselves up. Coming back to center. Feet are on the outer edges of the mat. Hands are under our shoulders, and we'll lift our hips all the way up. Reverse table. Pressing into the fronts of the arms. Lifting our hips. Maybe letting our head float back. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. And releasing our hips back to the earth. And we'll windshield wiper our feet and our knees over to the right side this time. Back to our deer pose, double figure four. We start off lifting our left arm over our shoulder. Big inhalation. Exhale, we side bend, supporting with our right arm. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Bringing the left hand to the earth, right arm reaches up. And side bend here. Gently reaching into the depth of the right side body, into the lower back. Seeing if we can't maintain our steady rhythm of breath. And we slowly rotate our torso over to the left, twisting, bringing our right hand down. Gentle twist, checking in with the left hip flexor. Coming back to center, inhaling. We reach both hands up over our shoulders. Exhale, we hinge forward. Hinging over the right shin, the right knee. We find our hands on the earth for support, perhaps our forearms or a block. We check into the right hip, the left hip, the lower back, and we gently melt into the pose. Bringing the awareness, the energy, and the warmth into any areas of discomfort, releasing stickiness, allowing the energy to flow more fluidly, more freely. And perhaps we walk our hands over to the left or the right, just trying to find where we might be holding energy, where we might have tension that we want to move through, to nurture, maintaining full curiosity. As we work to create and build more fluidity. Coming back to center. On the next inhale, we press ourselves up. Slowly coming out of that. We bring our feet back to the outer edges of the mat. We bring our hands back under our shoulders and we lift our hips up again into our reverse table. Feeling the yummy sensations down the fronts of the arms, into the shoulders, across the chest. Perhaps we allow our head to sway frontwards and backwards, as feels good. Keeping the hips lifted, the knees are stacked over the ankles. And we maintain a calm, steady rhythm of breath. For 3, for 2, pressing into the fronts of the arms. And we lower our hips all the way down. Hugging ourselves in to little balls, wrapping our arms around our knees or underneath our thighs as feels most comfortable, tucking our chins into our head and to our chest. Noticing the rhythm of our breath. the softening of our abdomen and the rising and falling sensation of our rib cage. Releasing out of that, bringing our right leg along the outer edge of the mat, shifting our hips over, and we bring our left leg into a seated tree pose. Left hand comes under our shoulder. We're going to lift our hips up and reach our right arm all the way up over our faces, reaching, arching the lower back, opening the abdomen and the chest, planting the right foot for support and stability. Gentle arch of the lower back as we open the front body, pressing the hips forward. Gently releasing out of that, coming back to seated. And we'll shift sides. Bringing our right leg in, extending the left leg, bringing our hip to the outer edge. Seated tree pose, hand comes under our shoulder. And when we're ready, we inhale, reaching our left arm up over our faces, our ear, our head. We plant our left foot. We find stability. We lift our hips, opening the entire front body. Visualizing the energy running from the left fingertips down the front, through our hearts, into our abdomen, down the left leg, and into the ground through our left foot. Noticing a softness in our neck, our faces, and our jaws. And we slowly lower out of that, having appreciated the yummy sensations in our lower back. Extending our legs long. Dandasana. Making sure that our sit bones are firmly planted on the mat below. Pointing our toes to the sky. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale to one side. We're going to reach our arms back alongside the body, gazing back to the back hand. Inhale, we reach the arms over the shoulder. Exhale to the opposite side. Gentle twist of the spine, gazing and reaching back along the mat. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinging forward. Alternating sides, left to right, keeping the toes up, pointing to the sky. Big breaths in, big reaches. Noticing the sensations down the back of the legs. Noticing the strength that we're building in the fronts of the feet. Then we'll do one more on each side. Movements with purpose. Big reach, big breath in. And on our next inhale, reaching all the way up. The exhalation will come forward, bringing our arms parallel to the floor. Perhaps we reach the fingertips beyond the feet, pulsing, bouncing. Once again, giving ourselves the opportunity to break through any areas of tension or discomfort. Noticing all the yummy sensations up through the back, into the neck. Option, of course, to find stillness here, bringing our hands to our feet, ankles, shins, or thighs. doing what our body craves. Feeling the energy running down the spine. And on the next inhalation, we'll slowly stack the vertebrae, shoulders and head. Wiggling out the feet, releasing, pointing, flexing, rolling. Nice. And we'll slowly lower ourselves all the way down into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Slowly lowering ourselves down one vertebrae at a time, connecting our shoulder blades and our head to the earth. Allowing our arms to fall open, palms can be facing up. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Noticing a softening of the muscles as they all start to melt towards the earth. Softening of the abdomen. Noticing the contact our body makes on the earth below us, the back of the head, the upper back, the arms, the hands, the hips, backs of the legs, calf muscles and ankles or heels. Taking a moment to reflect on our initial visualizations today, drawing energy up and down through our body, connecting ourselves to the energy of others, the universe, and to ourselves. Visualizing the vortex of energy and light around us and within us, opening ourselves up, sharing our talents, love, compassion, and contribution. Seeing strength, light, and love within others. And opening ourselves up to receive the tools that we need to continue shining and contributing. Taking a moment to set an intention for the days ahead. And drawing our feet up towards our glutes and our knees into our chest, gently hugging ourselves in, perhaps rocking or pulsing. Bringing awareness back to the physical sensations. And whenever we're ready, we can roll ourselves over and press ourselves up, gently coming back to the space around us. The sounds, the smells, and the temperature. Finding our way into whatever easy seated pose feels comfortable. And floating our hands into heart center. Lengthening through the spine, smiles on our faces. We give thanks for this opportunity to practice together. We congratulate ourselves for maintaining curiosity, openness, and presence in the moment in order to benefit from each practice, from the energy running through us and around us, and to continue to shine our light brightly. Thank you for joining me today. I wish you a beautiful continuation. Namaste.